for the advisory, focusing on the road to retirement and why people who plan ahead are happier when they get there. Kelly Kennedy from BDO joining me now. Obviously, planning is so crucial when it comes to retirement. Kelly, interesting some of these findings, though, that people are working longer past age 67. Is that out of need, necessity, boredom? What are they doing?
And thank you. And it's a mixture of things. I think a lot of people find a sense of purpose in their work. So and it gives structure to our day. So a lot of people are working because maybe they have the financial freedom, but they're working for a purpose. They're doing something, volunteer work, or something that meets an intellectual need. And then sometimes you have a husband and wife, and the husband has to keep working because he'll drive the wife home crazy.
So there's a lot of reasons there. The top 3 were published by Fidelity, I note you say, is that they enjoy working, provides a sense of purpose, keeps the boredom away. What do we see then in terms of that transition to retirement and how difficult it can potentially be?
That's right. It can be very overwhelming, and I think a lot of people can feel, an element of financial stress. Even if they've got wealth, they don't know how to go from having an employment income to then leaning on their assets. So they've got a bit of what we call FORO, fear of running out. They don't know how long their money is going to last them. So there's that.
And so what's the best way to plan that?
We always say the earlier you start, the longer runway you've got to make changes and to make sure you've got that reassurance. If you need to start saving more, make sure the home loan's paid down by a certain time, or meet with financial advisors, implement different strategies. The earlier you start planning, the better off you're going to be.
How important is it to also actively engage in your superannuation and how much money is in there, particularly given early in your career there's little things you can do like salary sacrifice to kind of help you?
Yeah, there's so many different strategies, and some are more known than others. A lot of people maybe have heard about the downsizer contributions, and that's really important that you start planning ahead. Maybe you've lived in your home for 8 years, but for the strategy to be for you to be eligible for that, you need to have lived in it for 10 years. So maybe part of your strategy is, okay, we're going to live in this house for an extra couple of years so that we can top some of that money into super. We need to think about where is the most appropriate house for our retirement assets. We generally like to look at the superannuation environment because as a tax structure, it's really effective. You've got accumulation while we're building wealth at 15%. Once we move into a retirement phase, we can turn that into a pension at 0%. Yes, there are rules and how much you can get in and how much can go into pension, but it's a really great tax structure for retirement.
All right, so you talked there about FORO and engaging with a financial advisor as well. What happens if you have sort of, I guess, multiple super accounts, or you're coming at retirement with more than one job? How do you sort of look at that and try and consolidate?
Yeah, at BDO we like to take a very holistic viewpoint. So we look at your broader position, the family home, all the different income sources, what assets you've got outside, how many super accounts you've got, and we look at what would be an ideal world and what changes can we make to structure things the most effective way for you and your position. And we do longer term modelling with clients that gives them reassurance and shows them different impacts if they spend X dollars or Y dollars, or if they want to have a legacy, a big pot left at the end, or if they're happy to run it out. You know, you've got your ski holiday clients, spend the kids' inheritance clients. So.
And I guess how early or how often should you be engaging with a financial advisor?
As early as you can. So I think a lot of people, when they're younger, you're in accumulation mode, you're busy with life, you have a mortgage, it might seem like it makes less sense, but you should, if you've got financial means, I would say yes, go see an advisor. You never know, it could help. And maybe we set a 10-year goal. I think once you get closer to retirement, you definitely need to start engaging with an advisor I'd say at least 5 years. That if you're in your early to mid 50s, seek a relationship with a financial advisor. There's strategies you're not going to be aware about. They can help you navigate the retirement landscape and the superannuation environment.
And how often then? So if you are meeting with a financial advisor, is it yearly or as regular as they suggest?
And it will depend on your situation. Mm-hmm. Some clients like to be, we'll just meet with you once, set some goals and go away, and we'll look after things for the next couple of years. I think ideally if you're meeting with an advisor on a yearly basis would be a good idea.